The respect for the building comes for the people in it and the players who played on the floor over its many, many years, including 5 consecutive runs to the NBA Finals. The Dubs, not used to a situation where they end things this way in the finals. Here are their thoughts after the loss.
Everybody thinks it's kind of end of us. That's just not smart. We're not done yet. We lost this year. Clearly just wasn't our year. But it's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But yeah, I hear a lot of that noise. It's the end of a run and all that jazz. I don't see it happening though. We'll be back.
I mean, I'm not sure. There's a lot of obviously decisions that will go into the summer, and we'll deal with those accordingly. But yeah, I think true champions like we are, we should be able to adapt and keep the same kind of DNA no matter what our roster looks like next year, and have high hopes about being back on the stage, whether it looks the same or not, or obviously we're changing buildings and all that type of stuff. There is going to be some change, but we'll enjoy this summer. Like you said, it's been a long journey. We've played a lot of basketball. Get away from the game a little bit, refresh the minds. Guys go through some rehabs and get back stronger. Next season will be next season, and we'll come back with the right mentality. So it's kind of hard to talk about because it's a tough way to go out. And it's tough to lose in the finals, but story's not over yet.
Sports can be uplifting. They can be equally agonizing. Woj tweets out via agent Greg Lawrence, Klay has suffered a torn ACL in his left knee. All of us, as we found this out just moments before we just brought it on the air, had the same face. It's devastating.
It's truly heartbreaking because you know the type of players and the team that we were watching, and the type of man that Klay is, and to have this happen to him right after Durant tears his Achilles. I mean, it's just heartbreaking to see it happen. And I sit next to you, Mikal, and Grant, and myself, and Mikal, I played against you and I see how you walk. I mean, on the real. Grant, I see how you have to walk, and some of the injuries that I've gone through. I mean, we risk our body and we give so much of our body, and we never want to see it happen to anyone playing. And when it happens, it just truly, truly tears at your heart. And I'm just devastated.
Yeah.
Hearing the news about this.
And Zeke, there's three injuries that are really long-term, long recovery, really hard to come back from: ACL, Achilles tendon, and patella tendon. Those three are I feel so bad for Klay Thompson. You're talking a year, really, to kind of get that ACL back up and going. With KD, unfortunately, you're talking the same thing.
Now, they can come back from it, but they're going to have to miss a year.
Yeah. You're just talking about a year out of your prime when you're not able to play basketball. I had surgery after playing on a broken foot, and I was done till January that year, and it was really hard. But I started playing in January. But you're never quite the same. You're getting older and you're having surgery. You're not coming back like a 21-year-old kid like you think you are. Yeah. And it's interesting listening to, and they're saying the right things. I heard Draymond Green say this isn't the end of the run. I heard Steph Curry say, man, we're okay. Sounded just like I did.
Sounded like we did
exactly.
too, yeah.
Grant, I said, man, that reminds me of me saying, oh no, we're okay. We're just 1 year away from rehab and getting better. And man, all these runs do come to an end, but it really bothered me that a guy like Klay, who's just a pro, a man's man, and has that injury, and he is going to be away from the game he loves for a year.
Yeah,
that's just a long rehab.
It is tough, and for a guy like Klay, who takes the tough defensive assignment. Sometimes the third option, never complains, goes out. He's a professional. And what you love about Klay Thompson, and aside from his skill and his talent, but also with a Kevin Durant, they just love to play.
Yeah.
They love the game. They love being in the gym. They love working. They love all that's about. And being out for a year and being away from it. It's not about money. But it's just about not being able to do what you love. Mm-hmm. And that's, as someone who's been through it, you've been through injury, we all have. That's the thing that it's going to be hard. The mental and the emotional of getting through that and getting to a point where they can get back whenever that may be. But for guys who are accustomed to playing, who love to play, who love to work, that love the grind, to not be able to do that is going to be, certainly a difficult challenge.
And if I was to, just end this on a higher note, even though those injuries happen, what they will always be able to look back on is that this team, those players, truly left their mark on the game.
Oh, no question.
I mean, they left their mark on the game. So, injuries happen during this series. But, when you look back on what this team has done and the mark that they've left on the sport and on the game, that's the thing that they're going to remember and be the most proudest of.
Zeke, I told everybody when I was a GM and a coach, I would talk to the players and say, okay, you made the NBA. You made the team. What are you going to leave the NBA? What mark are you going to leave on this NBA? Are you going to be one of the many that just go away and nobody, you can say his name and they go, huh?
Yeah.
Who? Or are you going to be one of those guys? Like, there's iconic names. These guys' names, you say Splash Brothers.
Yes.
25 years from now, oh, Curry Thompson can shoot the lights out.
Absolutely.
And, you know what I mean? And it's going to be like saying Bill Russell. Oh, Russ. Yeah. Casey Jones, Sam Jones, there's names that go with that. Those guys etch their names in the. I not only made the league, I made a name for myself in this league, which is completely different than being on a roster.
Yeah. So that's the positive about what happened here tonight.
Never doubt the fight or the heart or the will of the two guys we're talking about, which is why I think all four of us believe they will go through the rehab and, God willing, God bless, get back on the floor. Kyle Kuzma, Klay, a damn dog. Dude didn't sit out for nothing, regular season or finals. Highest respects and all of our best